Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jordene if you're new here. Today's video is going to be my updated everyday makeup routine. So if you're interested in how I achieve this look, keep on watching. So you guys are going to be getting ready with me. I'm just going to be doing my everyday makeup routine. This is how I currently do my makeup. This is the current products that I'm using. So I just wanted to show you guys that. And the products that I haven't showcased on the channel yet, I'll just go over how I feel about it. And you know, a little mini review while we're getting ready. So I'm just getting ready for work. That's all I'm doing. I already put this on my face. This is the Saie Super Glowy Gel. Glowy Super Gel. This is in the new shade Warm Glow. I already started doing my makeup and I was like, might as well film it. So the color is like that. It's kind of pinky. I don't know how to explain it. But I already have some on, just putting a little bit more on to show you what it looks like. Again, I have normal to dry skin. I like to look glowy, so that's how I do my makeup. So for my foundation, I use the Patrick Ta. Ooh, it is so dirty. The Patrick Ta Major Skin Hydra-Luxe Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation in the shade 23 Golden Neutral. My brushes are so dirty. The ones that I use every day. I low-key want to use them, but they're not gonna look good. So I'm gonna use this Merit foundation brush. And I'm just gonna pump one pump on the brush for now. Just kind of dot it over my face. Complexion, just one pump of foundation, as you can see. And I'm gonna go in with my Mercier concealer. This one is the Real Flawless Concealer. It looks like this if you haven't seen it before. This is in the shade 6W1. It's a very skin-like concealer, that's why I like it. So I like to kind of spot conceal and then conceal my under eyes because I have dark circles and I've been layering a lot of concealers nowadays. So around my mouth. And if you color correct, you can do that instead of using like a skin tone concealer. I don't need to color correct that much, but I do have some discoloration around my mouth, so that's why I go in with the concealer to cover and kind of neutralize the discoloration, so I don't have to add too much product on my face. Then I'm gonna go in with Natasha Denona. This is, I don't even know the name of this concealer. Hy-Glam concealer. This is in the shade P6. So this is gonna be my brightening concealer. I'm gonna put it in the inner corner. Right here. Okay, I'm back on camera. I had to take a phone call. That's what happens when you work. Okay, anyway, so the next concealer I went in with is the Westman Atelier concealer. It's the Atelier Vital Skincare concealer, not the Atelier, the Vital Skincare concealer. So I just pop it on my outer eye and then, you know, in the center of the face, bridge of the nose, a chin. We're gonna have that sit on the skin a little bit, just, you know, to get the coverage to the full potential. And then I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. This is in the shade Tan Deep. Now, I know this doesn't have a lot of product, but I feel like this is running out very quickly. I've only been using it for 3 weeks. And I don't use that much, but like, why does it look like this? Huh. Interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna squeeze it up and then I lock it back. So the reason I do like this contour wand is because it blends easily. It's just kind of unforgiving if you don't put too much. I was afraid that it was gonna look muddy, but it does not. So that's good. So that's what we're dealing with so far. I'm gonna go with my dirty brush. This is a Refer number 4. I didn't bring my big mirror to film because I told you I was just filming off vibes. So I was like, might as well film me putting on makeup. I'm really just getting ready. I have nothing to say. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I have nothing to talk about right now. I really want to listen to my book, but you know, here we are. Alright, so that's all blended out. Sorry, it's real early. It's very early. I woke up, my body just woke up, and I was like, get up. Just get up. Do something. I don't have to be to work for a couple of hours, but actually, never mind. Time is dwindling now. But yeah, here we are. So that's all blended out. So I like to go in with my foundation brush and just blend out the center of my face just to keep everything blended and cohesive, if that makes sense to you. So I just stick with the foundation brush for that. And I kind of like feather out the edge of it so everything is blended. One thing about me, I do not like harsh lines when it comes to my makeup. And like, I like for everything to be seamless and kind of blended into each other. It'd be funny when I go outside in the sunlight, be like, girl, why your blush? Why you got so much blush on? That's the thing, the blush, but here we are. Anyway, so that's all blended out. So I'm gonna go in with the foundation brush again to blend out the outer corner, and I like to bring my concealer up onto my eyelids because they are dark to kind of even out the lids. All right, so we blend that out into the contour, kind of tap in on the outer corner like that. Same thing here. And bring it up to the lash line. And now I'm gonna go in with my concealer brush. The concealer brush I was using throughout the week was the number 36, but it has a lot of product on it because I've been using a lot of concealer. So a brush that looks like this is this. I love this brush. This concealer brush from Sephora. It's so old. It's Sephora and Hokuhodo collaboration from years ago. This is a good one, but they don't make that anymore. So I'm gonna use this number 35 from Refer, which is more of a domed concealer brush. And what I like to do is blend the edges first and bring that down to where I want it. So as you can see, this concealer, the Natasha Denona, is much brighter, and I like to keep that concentrated right in the inner portion of my under eye. And then I'm blending the edges towards the Westman Atelier. And then what I'm gonna do, let's step back a little bit, is blend up onto the outer corners of my nose. I wear glasses, so I like to make sure that's concealed so we don't see that glass and, you know, indentation that's always on the glasses wearer nose. It's just like a little indentation. Sometimes it can be a dark spot, but lately, thank God, my glasses has not been doing that, so it's just a little indentation, and then I blend that out, bring the concealer onto the lid, and make sure I blend to the lash line so we don't have any darkness there. Even though I'm probably going to bring it back with my eyeshadow, but it's okay. And I like to go back and forth with the blending from each eye, just so the brush doesn't pick up too much product. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. I don't know. Did I put concealer on my nose? I don't know if I put it on my nose, like, and I don't see it. Let's try. I'm gonna put a little bit more. I think I put it on my nose, but here we are. Foundation brush. Press. Press. Blend the edges. Bring it up to my brow. Blend in my nose. With the residue on the contour brush. And blend into the brow. So I'm kind of following this natural line that I have here into like the socket of my eye and then bringing it up to my brow. This is going to help to give definition to your face so your face isn't flat once you even everything out. Now, if you want your nose to be more structured, then you can be more precise with how you're applying contour to your nose. I don't really care, so I'm kind of like haphazardly applying it. But if you want like real definition to your nose, then go ahead with a smaller brush, more detail, and then you can do what you need to do to kind of slim the nose or create the shape that you like. I just want to create structure and definition to my face, so that's the reason I'm bringing the contour into the center of my face, so it's not flat. So in case you wonder why people do that. So I am again going in with the foundation brush and kind of blending everything together. This is what we're looking like so far. So as you can see, we're bringing balance to my complexion. My chest is much lighter than my face. My face is, it's not necessarily darker. It's like more neutral, if that makes sense. And then my body is more golden. So to balance that out so I don't look flat on my face, we use those concealers, right? So this is what we're looking like so far before I add any powders onto my skin. I am going to use this blush. I've been loving this blush. This is the Patrick Tom Double Take Cream Powder Blush Duo, and she left me on red, and it looks like that. So you have the cream and the powder. I'm gonna use my dirty brush. So I'm gonna go in with the side that I was using for the cream all this week. And I'm gonna pop that on my cheeks. I'm not putting too much because the powder is very pigmented. And I like to blend it into the contour. I promise it's pigmented, but the last time I layered it, child, I mean, it was cute. I had so much blush on though. There we go. And I'm blending it into the contour. So that's it for now. Cream products. Now, I'm going to apply my powders. I had someone ask me, I work in beauty, so I was helping someone find a concealer. And she said to me, well, I like the concealer that you recommended, but how come my under eyes don't look like your under eyes? And I'm like, sis, I got 3 concealers on. I have 3 concealers on. I have 3 powders on. You gotta layer your makeup to really get that longevity and that glam look that you want. Unfortunately, you gotta add makeup to your skin. So powder I'm gonna be using is the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder. Now, I have been loving the Huda powder. I did review this. This is in the shade Ube Birthday Cake. So I like to wear this powder when I'm wearing more of a pinky blush. Since I'm wearing red, I'm just gonna go in with my yellow tone blush, and this is in the shade 4.5 Medium Dark Honey. So Medium Dark Honey, so much powder in this cap, it looks like that. And I am going to use my powder puff to apply this. So we're using the Sephora Collection powder puff. It's dirty as well, but here we are. And what I'm going to do is just make sure that my under eyes are blended. I will say that this powder, I do not think locks your makeup in that well. There are powders that are better for locking your makeup in, but I like the blur that it gives my skin, and I like that it doesn't necessarily look like powder because I have dry skin. So that is the reason I like to use it. It's very lightweight. So I think it will be better for someone with normal to dry skin who doesn't like the look of powder, but still wants their skin to be blurred. Not necessarily somebody that's oily combination skin that's looking for a powder to really lock their makeup in. Keep that in mind. So that's how much I'm gonna pop. We're going to press this. Now, even though I said it doesn't really lock the makeup in, we still want to try our best to lock the makeup in, so I'm pressing that in. And I'm also going to bring that up to my eyelids and on the side of the nose and onto the outer eye. So there we go. Very blurring powder. It's nice. So I'll put some on my chin. I'm going to put some on my smile lines. Kind of blur everything. But again, I like this powder because it's not going to settle into my fine lines. And then forehead, nose. Okay. So that's what we're looking like so far with the loose powder. So I'm gonna go on with the pressed powder next. I'm gonna be using the One Size Turn Up the Base Versatile Foundation Powder in the shade Dark 2 Neutral. Looks like this. And same powder puff, not even wiping it off. What I'm gonna do is concentrate this on my outer eye, pressing it in, bringing it down to blend in to the blush. You can bring it all the way under your eyes, but I layered concealer. So I used a concealer that was my skin tone, a concealer that was a little bit lighter than my skin to give me some lift, and then a concealer that's even more brighter to really emphasize the under eye area. So I don't want to go in with a skin tone powder under my eyes. It will defeat the purpose of me layering the concealers to give me that brightening look. So that's the reason why I just concentrated the concealer on the outer eye. So next we're going to go in with this Hourglass powder. This is the Vanish Airbrush Press Powder in Translucent Tan. Y'all, I love this powder so much. It's so smooth. Once again, it's really good. Hourglass did that, okay? It comes with a powder puff as well. I can use that, but I like the tapered edge of this. So this is gonna go on the inner portion, like so. And up into the inner corner of my eye. There we go. And even though I'm using 3 different powders, I'm not using a lot of each powder. So that's why it works. I'm not using a lot of any of these products. So that's how you layer if you don't put too much of each product without it looking heavy on your skin. I will say, like, even though I have a lot of makeup on, no one ever says that I have a lot of makeup on. They always say your skin looks really good. So testament to how you can layer your makeup just a little bit at a time. Don't put too much on, y'all. Just layer it up. If you need more, add a little bit more. Keep it going. Don't start off with too much. I mean, easier said than done, but yeah, here we are. So I'm going to place a little bit of that translucent tan from Hourglass on the bridge of my nose, and I'm going to kind of have that sit like that just to give me a lift. I don't always do that, but I wanted to show you guys that since we kind of haphazardly apply the contour onto my nose. So that's a way to also give definition to your nose without contouring it. So yeah, here we are. Complexion so far. So next we're going to go in with bronzer with my little mirror compact I've been using. This is the Nars Laguna bronzer. This is the new formula, Laguna bronzing powder in Laguna 7. So it looks like this. It's the really warm one. So they go all the way down to 8. So this is what 7 looks like. 6 is also a good shade. It's a little bit more neutral, whereas this one is more warm. I typically like a warm bronzer because I do, if I want to, contour. So If I'm just using a bronzer though, I would go for more of a neutral warm one instead of a really warm one. But if I'm layering, I'll do this one. This is my favorite. I really like this. That one and the House Labs. I need to pop the House Labs back out. So I am blending the bronzer on my jawline and chin, blending back. This is a Wayne Goss brush, by the way. It's a number 1. And then cheekbones, we are blending up onto the cheeks. So place it here and then blend up. This is going to diffuse the contour and give you a nice blend onto the cheekbones. On the temples, we're blending back into the hairline. And just look at the warmth that it creates on the skin. Balance. Again, we're just going to use the residue on the brush, and I'm using the side of the brush. Blend up. You're going to go back in with She Left Me on Red and go in with the powder portion of it. So the way that Patrick recommends that you use this is to go in with the powder first, then go in with the cream on top to kind of give that nice glow to the skin. It works. It works really well. But I don't want to do that with this color, so I'm layering it the other way around. I still find that my skin still has the glow when I do that, but again, most of the products that I use tend to give me glow on the skin, so you know, here we are. So I'm gonna pick up one swipe of that blush. It's very pigmented. So I'm gonna place that right here above the bronzer, and then we're blending it into the bronzer. I'm gonna bring it back onto my temples and up to my brow in like a C shape. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think that's C. Looks like a boomerang. And then I'm just blending onto my cheeks. But as you can see, everything is blended into one another. So we have our contour, our bronzer, our blush. And I like to keep it elongated to kind of lift the face. You can keep it more rounded if you want to. All depends on your face shape. All depends on the look that you're going for. So again, I start here. And what I'm doing is feathering the blush. And I am bringing it into the bronzer to blend it, bringing it up onto the temples. Because we want majority of the product to be concentrated on this portion of my face. And then the remainder I will bring onto my cheeks like that. And there we go. Blush. And then I kind of just blend it into the hairline so everything is seamless. I am going to go in with highlighter. For today, I'm using my Dior highlighter. I'm just using my makeup, y'all. So if it's not available because Dior likes to discontinue things, don't be mad at me. So this is the Dior Nude Luminizer. Never mind, it's not available. In Peach Dune, I remember this. This was a limited edition one, but this is what I've been using. They come out with highlighters all the time. They discontinue, they come back. I feel like you can find a color that looks like that if you were to look. I did see that they came out with new highlighters on the website, so anyway, the component's very pretty. I might buy one. I'm going in with, this is a highlighting brush, the same Hakuhodo line, but it's similar to any highlighting brush. And then I'm going to place that right on the high points of my cheek, blend it back and forth, and then brow bone in that same like boomerang shape right above the blush. Alright, some on my nose, and then bring it up to the center of my face, and I am buffing it right there in the center of my forehead because baby, I like to look glowy. I like to look shiny. If you don't like to look shiny, don't do this because you're gonna look shiny. And then a little on my chin. There we go. Pretty. I don't know if I want to do my brows on camera because I cannot see. You guys know this. So I have to be all over in the mirror to really get my brows the way I need it to be. I'm gonna see if I can get the footage the way that it needs to be. I'll just keep it rolling, but if you don't see the brow footage, it's because the mirror was in the way. I'm just telling you. So I had to find a new brow pencil because my favorite brow pencil, they don't sell anymore. So I'm using the Patrick Ta Major Brow Defining Pencil. This is in the shade Soft Brown. This is actually a repurchase. So I just finished the brow pencil that I had, the Patrick Ta one, and I bought another one. So I like it. I do need to clean up my brows, but I'm just going to brush up the hairs for now. Alright, so this brow is thicker at the front. So I like to kind of outline the bottom of this first. So that way I can balance it on this side the best of my ability and go from there. So to start off, I'm not going to start exactly at the front. A little bit more off to the side. And brush it up. Alright. I did try to film this for y'all, but the camera is overheating, so I'm gonna finish my brows off camera and then come back. Okay, so these are what my brows are looking like after filling them in. So I did go in again with the Patrick Ta Major Defining Brow Pencil in soft black, just to outline and fill in the outer portion of my brow. And then for the front portion of my brow, I went in with the Kosas Brow Pot Nano, just to give me that more hair-like appearance in the front. This is in the shade Brown Black. The reason that I use like a deeper color in my brow pencils is because my brow hairs are dark. And when I typically like go in with like a brownish color, it doesn't look good. It looks like waxy and it looks like I filled in my brow as opposed to the darker color kind of like meshing it a little bit better. Alright, so going in with eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the Denona Groundworks Defining Neutral Palette. Very easy peasy. We're going to do a matte look. I'm going to start off with this shade. This is called Mirage. I'm using the powder. So I'm just going to buff that in the crease of my eye. Outer eye and crease. Kind of buffing up. Going in with the deeper brown in the middle here. That is called Harvest. I'm going to concentrate that on the outer eye and the outer crease. Okay, so I'm actually going to bring Harvest over into the crease a little bit more just to round out my eye. Going back in with the brush that we used Mirage with, that was that skin tone color, and buffing the edges. Going in with a flat eyeshadow brush and the shade Sandstone right here. It's like a beige color. I am pressing into the pomade and I'm gonna concentrate that on the lid, bringing it up into the crease. And then I'm gonna flip the brush over and go in with the powder as well, just to kind of redefine everything. It's also gonna give it a brighter appearance. So I'm pressing that on the inner corner, and I really want the inner corner of my eye to be like really bright, so that's why I'm pressing it a little bit more. And then I'm just patting it on the remainder of the lid, making sure I bring the shade up into the crease this way, because when I open my eyes, I do get a little fold there. Not necessarily like hooded, but I bring the eyeshadow higher so it doesn't transfer, if that makes sense. Alright, so gonna tap that, bring it over onto the lid. I am bringing a little bit of that eyeshadow down on the inner portion of my under eye to kind of brighten it up. And then I'm gonna use the powder puff and press that in. There we go. Going back in with the color that we use with Mirage, buff the crease. There we go. Kind of blend everything. Make it more neat. Going back in with the residue of Harvest. Blend in the outer eye onto the lid, just to blend the lid shade and the outer eye shade a little bit better together. Just like that. You don't have to add any more eyeshadow. Going in with a pencil brush and going in with tourmaline, it's the black. I'm gonna pick up some of that powder and then I'm gonna concentrate that right on the outer eye. Alright, so just blend it out the edges after adding the black to the outer eye. I want some liner. I'm gonna use my brow brush, the angle part, and go in with the pomade of tourmaline and just line my lids. Okay, so I finished up my eye makeup. I put on liner using the pomade from the palette, and then I have on, yeah, I buffed out the under eye area with the same black and then some of the powder as well. I have on lashes. These are Faithful lashes in the style Goodness. They're my favorite lashes, so they're just drying right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up my lip while we're here. Might as well. I'm gonna be using One Size lip liner in the shade Coin Collector. Next, I'm going in with Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Stick in Tulip Kiss. Going in with Fenty Skin Lip Oil in Melon. Gonna pop some mascara on really quick. This is the House Labs Be Structural mascara. Is that the name of it this whole time? Okay. Okay. We are with mascara. All good. Setting my face with the Fenty Beauty You Miss Set and Mist. I like the Set and Mist. It kind of just melts your makeup in place. I'm not doing that yet. My mascara needs to dry. Okay. I will spray my face after the fact, but I do like that setting spray. It just melts everything in place, makes your makeup look very blended. Longevity, not necessarily, but you know, I like the way it melts the makeup together. So that's about it for that setting spray. So this is my completed makeup, my everyday makeup routine. I don't always do my eyeshadow, but if I do my eyeshadow, it's typically something of this magnitude, a neutral matte look. So yeah, this is what everything looks like. Really complexion focused, to be honest. Blush, bronzer, concealer, all the good stuff. So let me know what you guys think down below if you like any of this. But all the products that I use today will be in the description box down below if you're interested in trying any of this out. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jordene. I would love for you to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. I will see you in the next video. Bye.